Hello, Leo. This is Victoria, and I'm here with your February tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life and personal space, at your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance on how to best navigate the energies of the months of February. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself. And we'll begin with a quick oracle message. This time I have my angels and ancestors deck, so let's get started. Remember that these readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Leo. If you're watching this for a Sun sign, please check out videos for your other placements as well. Of course, if you're new, check out the description box for more info on my services and content. Whew. And appreciate all your likes, comments, shares, of course, from all of you guys. If you enjoyed, let me know. Okay, Leo. So for February, your oracle message is from Shield Maiden. Make plans and focus. Very much a masculine focus, masculine drive. Plan and go for it, right? Do not let any kind of noise distract you from your goal. Once you figure out what it is based on, brainstorming, strategizing, you know what your path is, follow it through. All right, let's get a little more on that from our reading. Hope you guys are doing great. It's been very cold and very wintry in New York area. And by winter, I mean lots of snow, but also it has like this thick crust on top, which you can use your imagination to see how that's working out, both on sidewalks and the roads. All right, so for your personal space, you have Ace of Wands. That's a great start. Quite literally, it's a start of a start. Then you have Three of Swords. I'll talk about this in a moment after I'm done with the spread. And Seven of Wands. What I like when I'm seeing minor arcana rather than anything major, it means that your destiny is in your hands, essentially, right? It's up to you how you want to draw the next chapter. For your career space, you have Three of Pentacles, pretty classic. Have Seven of Pentacles, that's that strategizing, baby, planning. And Ace of Cups, another ace, loving it. And then finally, the advice from the universe, Judgment. This is Scorpio energy, can be dealing with a Scorpio. Then you have the Chariot. Look at those major arcanas now. The Chariot is Cancer energy. And Ten of Wands. Wow, okay. All right, bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. So maybe you've had some ideas for a while, whether it's personally or professionally, something you wanted to do, but you've been on the fence and you took your sweet time making a decision on like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Now the energy of February is asking you, or the universe is asking you to finally decide on something. Because Two of Swords can also be analysis paralysis, where you have something good over here, something good over there, but you understand that you cannot be in two places at once, so you'll have to choose. And you can choose, and so you don't choose at all, right? But everything has expiration date to a certain degree, at least. So you're being asked now to make a choice. And it doesn't mean, by the way, that there is only one right answer, but it's like, let the universe know what you want to focus on right now. Out of these two things, what do you want to focus more at this moment? Where do you feel guided to go? So in your personal space, you have Ace of Wands, Three of Swords, Seven of Wands. It's time to break out from a certain space, a certain comfort zone that you've created for yourself, right? Maybe it's quite literally, maybe you've been hibernating at home, and I know the weather is kind of pushing us towards that. I'm definitely one of those representatives, but like sometimes it can be an excuse, from doing something important. Or it could be figuratively like keeping yourself safe from space of love, from connection with someone who's not your usual type, maybe going on some kind of adventure, right? It's very important for you. So don't get the past pain, the past unfortunate experiences derail you from the new and passionate beginning, right? Might as well be with someone else, right? Or at least it's you declaring what you like, what you value, what you want, what you're going after. Ace of Wands is that energy that we just saw with the Shield Maiden, right? Where you're not really like looking for the best time to act. You're not apologizing for inconveniencing someone. You realize this is my passion and you're following through with it. Then we have, for your workspace, we have 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups. So this looks pretty straightforward. The planning and working with your team, could be the clients also, right? Like whoever, like finding essentially kindred spirits, or whoever's on the same page with you, who you can build with, and strategizing and consciously approaching what your projects are, what is it that you're doing. But look at this Ace of Cups, right? Ace of Cups is about opening up your heart. It's about making decisions with kindness, I'm hearing, with compassion, right? And maybe that's exactly what your potential customers need, or even your business partners that you are teaming up with. You know, the business world sometimes can be pretty rough and tough and strict, but it's not always the best approach, right? So take a look at something else. See yourself approaching this with an open heart, at least for a moment. And if it's hard to do that, it's hard to make it, tangible, at least you can apologize for the noise. I have a dog in the background. At least what you can do is imagine yourself either as the most kind and compassionate co-worker that you've ever known, or just in that nurturing feminine energy of like, okay, if there was a mom figure here, right, our group mom, whatever, right, it can be made up. Or I don't know, even think of a role at your company of somebody who's caring, right? Maybe it's head of HR, I don't know, maybe. What would they do? How would they approach this particular setup, this project, and what you need to accomplish, right? And add more of that for the success. Now, the advice. We have the Chariot, the Judgment. Look at the similar colors, by the way, right? And 10 of Wands. It's like, it's a judgment point where based on what you decide, you can either leave your burdens behind and go for something exciting, start something brand new, or you can add on to your burdens. And it doesn't even have to be one of those different choices that I mentioned. Like if you go this way, it's going to be worse, this way it's going to be better. No, it might as well be the same option, but depending on how you approach it, it may make it or break it for you, essentially, right? Depends on how you approach the choices that you're making, right? If you're taking accountability for the choices, sorry, it was a strange sound that I heard. If you're taking accountability for the choices that you're making, if you are seeing this as something that is part of the past where you're following your intuitive guidance, it will definitely show you new paths, new roads, and enlighten you in some sort of way, right? This is now divinely orchestrated. But if you keep thinking of this of kind of like, well, I can only do with this now, I don't really have any other choice, or yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but it seems like a good choice right now, or the situation forces me to go this way and do it this way, right? If you start approaching it that way, it will definitely only accumulate more of those burdens on you. And then, of course, usually we get even more frustrated, right? And it feels like, the universe is working against us and life is unfair and all that. Opens up the can of worms, where it actually was on us to begin with. And I don't mean this as a judgment. I meant this as that accountability point, how important that is and how it can change the same choice, the same scenario, completely. Okay, Message for you from your person of interest, Leo. Your main card is Page of Pentacles, clarified by the Empress, and Four of Swords. So who knows? Maybe you'll be learning from your person. The person definitely feels like you bring out the kindness and nicest version of themselves. And I don't always see nicety as a virtue, I'll be honest with you, and I can talk about that for hours. But in this case, it is meant that way, right? So that's the word that your person chose, whatever that means to them. But generally speaking, right, it makes them softer, more tender, and more generous and more kind, right? To the point where they definitely see you as this Empress figure, right? But they don't know if they can match up to your greatness, because they feel like, maybe especially if this is like a feminine masculine dynamic, they feel like a little boy, you know. If it's even if it's a girl, it could be like feel like a child. Yeah, let's put it that way. Feel like a child, or someone very with lack of confidence, right? Let's put it that way, right? A kind of like, ooh, I want to impress you, but I'm not sure how. That kind of vibe that I'm getting for them. So they definitely want to show you a good time. They want to take you either on vacation, could be some kind of retreat, or at least have some quality time with you, and it's just you and them. And they don't have to make a lot of different decisions. They can enjoy that quality time with you, just being, just doing, just no, not necessarily doing, just being, just staying, just being in that moment and enjoying each other's presence, maybe stories, right? Without having to figure out how to be best, do best, and just impress you. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope this was useful. If so, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.